All right, there we go. That makes it a little better. When I have that window open, it tends to give a lot of light reflection in my glasses. Tally, how you doing? Hippie the Hills, how you doing? Everyone is it coming on in. Lee Kenton, how you doing today, buddy? I hope all is well. I hope you're not going too insane. If you're over in Periscope or YouTube land, go ahead and shoot me a comment. That way I know that you're there. I'm restreaming, so it's difficult to know who is on when it comes to Periscope and YouTube. Let's see if Mod General Jen shows up. Hippie the Hills, how you doing, my friend? Right on. Nina Zoll, how you doing? Charlie, how you doing this evening? I guess it's evening over there. I hope you're doing quite well. No more insane than usual, Lee? Well, that's good. That is good. But however, there is a problem to what you just said, Lee, and I'll tell you what it is. The problem with what you said, Lee, is no more than usual. Well, buddy, we are living in insane, unusual times. And because of that, every day is a bit crazy. Is that, I don't know how to pronounce that. Samizo, hello to you too. Spanish Fly 79 says, sorry, I missed the last couple of days. Caught up with the big long weekend. Yes, I know what it's like, buddy. Egan in Florida, how you doing? Spark of Sass. All the usual cast of characters are here today. This is great. Oh, Tommaso in Milan, in Lombardy, Italy is tuning in today. How you doing, buddy? I hope you're well. Christina will not join us. She's at work. Oh no. Well, I'm sure she will. She'll catch the replay. All right. So let's get down to it, guys. I'm excited today. There's actually news I can talk about. Or at least, you know how this works? It may be that I feel that I'm able to talk about it today, but that doesn't mean that those things will change. Marta Pie Chuak 84 says it's her first time here. So yes, guys, give Marta a warm welcome. Welcome, Marta. So I'm going to talk about TikTok today, and I think I'm able to talk about TikTok. I don't think anyone's going to get upset with me talking about TikTok, except maybe the creators and the Chinese Communist government. I'm sure they're not going to be too thrilled about me talking about TikTok on Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's right. Yes. Mod General Jen is in the house over in Periscope land. So if you're in Periscope, say hello to Jen and don't show your ass or she will boot you out. Yeah, exactly. Tommaso, I'm able to talk about it for now. The kids in the basement will protest. Yes, the kids in the basement will protest it. Here's the thing. Have you noticed sometimes I come on and I feel good about talking about some things. I feel like this is going to be a fun topic. This will be interesting. This will be entertaining. And then a few months later, I'm like, oh man, I hope no one finds that video. Things are moving so fast that I can't keep up. However, I'm just going to try to do me. And I'm going to try to have a conversation with you guys because I know that you guys are the adults in the room as much as I'm the adult in the room, because we need adults in the room to be able to talk about some of this stuff. All right. So let's get into it. TikTok. I mentioned this last week, and I had mentioned that someone had backwards engineered their TikTok app. I saw it on one of those websites like Wired or whatnot. And this person has backward engineered a lot of these apps. And I'm sure there's some incredibly bright people out there who are able to do this very easily. This is not my domain. I am certainly not a tech guy, as you guys have noticed me fumbling through these lives with the technology that's in front of me for the last few months. However, there are some amazing brilliant people out there who are so good with tech. They've grown up with tech. They've grown up with tech in such a way that they are able to look at it like I can look at psychology, or look at it like I can look at a rock and roll song on my guitar and dissect it, rip it apart, know it backwards and forwards, understand the frameworks that are involved with this technology, as well as I understand the frameworks of a rock and roll song, or the understanding of psychology and self-development. Jennifer says, as well as I've mastered Periscope tech. yeah, that's certainly not the case. All right. Now, the thing about it is they backwards engineered it, and they had realized that there was spyware that was integrated into the software that was above any sort of spyware they have seen in any other technology. Spyware that they have not seen in any other apps. This is important. Even Spanish Fly 79 says, because this thing is marketed to children. And we all know that all of us are at security risks already, just from the technology that we're already using. You realize how much the targeting marketing of Instagram or Facebook, how good it is. It just seems to know what you're talking about. And then you see ads appear. Here's one for you guys. Last night, I realized that my microphone on the Facebook app was turned on. I had been told, now this might be a urban myth, but I had been told that microphone can pick up certain words and place those ads from its algorithm within your feed, and that needs to be turned off. I don't know if that's true or not, but why wouldn't it be true? And don't you think that is incredibly possible, considering everything else that we know? And if you are alarmed now, then these things have been going on for so long. It only takes a few clicks before the algorithm can pick up who we are and where we're heading in thought, so they can begin marketing to us. I've went through this. Now, here is the thing. With TikTok, it has even more spyware than they have seen in any of those other apps. If those apps such as Facebook and Instagram can market to us so specifically, what do you think a nefarious government entity would do with that information? So that is set up. And now I want to also bring to the forefront of this that this brings up an incredible, interesting point that you have to understand being an American. The most important thing to understand about being an American is that nobody is going to manipulate and corrupt and brainwash our youth except for us. That's what public schools are for. Do you think that America is just going to stand around and let some other government entity brainwash and corrupt and manipulate our youth? Hell no. That's our job. We have an agenda for that youth. And we're certainly not going to let China interfere with that. We have our own youth to corrupt. And the reason that we're going to see this app disappear and leave and get banned is because it is the most popular app for the youth. It is already framing and putting into its algorithm Machiavellian thought processes because it wants to control our youth. I'm sorry, that is our job. If anyone is going to manipulate our youth, it's going to be us. We're going to need to make room for our brainwashing, for our manipulation. Because why? They're our youth, and we will do with them what we want. We will not have a outside government entity programming our youth. That's our job. And I'm just being honest, right? Like here, the thing about it is, why would we? And one of the, I guess, interesting ideas for anyone to, a conclusion for anyone to come to is when you start to question your own government, you also have to question other governments. Because if you start to think, hey, we've done some bad things and we've had our hands in other people's affairs, well, don't you think that's just par for the road and that there's other entities who have their hands in our cookie jar? That's just how things work. It's been like that through time. You have influence. You have persuasion. The Machiavellian principles in life are there for those who want to take advantage of them. Understand that maybe that you are not interested in those type of things. You wouldn't feel good about manipulating other people for your own gain or power. But that doesn't mean that other people don't have those interests. You have to understand that everyone has goals in life. And the most successful people have tunnel vision of those goals. The most successful people are able to look at their end game, their goals, their dreams, and put such a tunnel vision connected to those goals that no one will get in their way. And they are, for end goal purposes, are willing to use whatever means necessary because that is for them, as they convince themselves of that is how important it is for them. And when you have people who think that they can save the world, when you understand people who think that they know better, then they're going to use whatever means necessary to put themselves into a position to start telling you what you need to be doing in order for a better world. Now, I find that incredibly authoritarian. I don't like that. I think I've always said the best argument needs to be able to win out so that you get a cooperative buy-in. And that's what makes America so interesting, because you have a system in which everyone has an opportunity to put their words in, their ideas into the pot. And it should always be that way. So when it comes to China, you better believe TikTok. If TikTok does not get banned, it would blow my mind, unless our government has come to some sort of terms with the Chinese government and how we're going to manipulate our youth with their app. I just don't see that happening. All right, let's go through some of these comments here. Over from YouTube, why is the U.S. always blowing the whistle on Chinese apps like TikTok and Zoom? Well, that's just as I mentioned. If everybody uses your product, then you have a direct line to all of those minds. That is very important when you have people who are staring at screens 6 hours a day. Then you have messages that you are completely able to get to those people. And this is called brainwash. Did you know in Jim Jones, in Jonestown, Jim Jones was broadcasting his voice and his ideas through the PA system of Jonestown basically 24/7 so that you couldn't escape it, so that these ideas would constantly be going through your mind. And not only would you be hearing these ideas, you were supposed to be chanting these ideas with enthusiasm, because your enthusiasm shows how much that you believed in the leader of Jim Jones. You have to realize that between the messaging and the chanting and the performative acts, you are priming people to fall in line. What do you fall in line for? Well, Tally just posted it up. Kool-Aid. That's what you're falling in line for. That's what the priming is all about. Word Porn says TikTok here banned here in India. Yes, I saw that, which makes me believe it's only coming. And Australia has mentioned that they want TikTok out of the hands of their citizenry as well. Absolutely. The other in YouTube, just what Witka says, damn Illuminati confirmed. In our TikTok apps, very, very possible. But here's the thing, guys. In understanding when you have an authoritative figure who thinks they know best for everybody, they're going to begin doing the work in order to get everyone on board of their ideas. If their ideas are weak, if their ideas are not strong, then you don't. Some people, rather than revising their ideas to make them better so they're more acceptable, rather than going that route, they'd rather work on other people's minds and weaken them on their own principles so that they're more willing to accept the bad ideas. When you have a direct line to how people think, then you are able to attack their mind rather than having to readdress and strengthen your idea. Now, you may be thinking that sounds like a difficult process. Well, listen, if your idea is incredibly bad, it's not going to pass the test no matter how you look at it. So you have to start working on other people's minds. Charlie says, I'll be honest, I have no idea what TikTok is. Maybe I was in my cave too long. Well, you see, Charlie, seeing how I'm hip with the kids and you are not, I'm going to let it on to you. It's that it is a, I don't know what it is either. It's an app where kids dance and they play, and the algorithm is put together and such that a lot of bad ideas seem to be getting a lot of attention and supported in the algorithm. At least the insanity that I have seen. Now, granted, I'm not interested in TikTok, and when I do see it in my feeds, it's usually nonsense that people are pointing out. But here's the situation, and this is why I brought up the Machiavellian concept and ideas here, which is we have a lot of work to do in this country. We obviously have civil unrest. We are going to need the usage of all the technology around us in order to correct the problem. However, it is truth to be told, and we all know that we're going to have an argument about, we're already in an argument about how to use this technology for the best ideas. At the end of the day, it's always going to be an idea battle. This is why some people want to shut ideas down. Yes, they are using our kids to push towards an agenda. And here's the thing about it, guys. The earlier you can get into somebody's head, especially while the brain and thoughts and ideas are still so malleable and people don't have enough experience to compare and contrast ideas, it's difficult to understand how they play out. On this show, I give out incredibly important information that is in high levels of sales, marketing, influence, manipulation, persuasion, influence. Those are all sales. They're all the same thing. It's about the intent behind them. This is why I've always stated that the tools that are given to you in this show should only be used for Jedi purposes only. And you as an individual have the responsibility to use the tools that I discuss in this show for Jedi purposes, to make your life better and to better the lives of the people around you. Could you use this information for nefarious purposes? Well, of course you can. And there will be people who will always look towards the dark side to cut corners in order to get what they want. Why? Because they're where they lie on the narcissism spectrum is not a place that's healthy. Spanish Fly says, I grew up with totalitarian figures like that. My parents, my mom, I'm kind of tired of your ideas. Me being crazy so was thinking she will knock my teeth out. Sorry about that. I'm guessing, Spanish Fly, you were from a different part of the world. The way you printed that was a little bit odd. But yes, that's the thing. My dad was kind of a hard ass as well. Yes, that is the basic rule to manipulate. Yes, get them as young as possible. This is what I've been saying, that we have our own job in this country to put forth ideas and pathways to a better society with all this new technology. Remember, I've been stating it on this show for months now that no one knows what the consequences of having these tools that are this powerful at the fingertips of every citizen. And then when you put the tools in the hands of every citizen, including tools that support ideas of another nation, well, we have big problems. And what do you think the national discourse is going to be when and if TikTok gets banned? What do you think the young people who have been addicted to this tool, and let's be honest, all of us are dealing with digital addiction. We have come to depend on these devices in our daily lives to where some of us are spending close to 6 hours staring at a screen at some form or another. We've already given up most of our decision-making processes to the apps within our hands. Remember what I said yesterday. This is incredibly important. Learned dependence equals blind obedience. So if I can get you to trust me to make decisions for you, then I can get you to trust me to tell you to form your opinions about your world view. This is incredibly dangerous. We're playing with fire. Now, If you enjoyed what I had to speak about today and you want to learn more and you want to build the best in to bring out your X factor so you can focus on your goals, the Art of Charm now has a year-long mentorship program. And if you're interested in that, all you have to do is shoot me a message on any of our social media, the word X Factor or mentorship, and I can get you that information. That program is rad. And if you enjoy what we're talking about here and want to learn how to implement these ideas in your life so that every day you're getting that much closer to your dreams, then do it. Shoot me a text. All right. Spanish Fly says, I don't think we're addicted to our cell phones. We're addicted to the people behind the screen. Well, you could say that. I think you could make an argument for that, Spanish Fly 79. Not only are you addicted to those people, you're addicted to the ideas that they're presenting. You're becoming primed to accept the ideas that they're presenting. Remember, if your ideas are bad, you either need to A, reform them, make them better, or B, begin weakening the mind of the person you're trying to get to accept the idea. If you can knock them off of their center, where they start to begin questioning what's going on around them, then they need to look to you for answers. The more confused you can keep people around you, the more they need you to be fed information. It's as simple as that, folks. And remember, as I said, I think TikTok is going to be on its way out, because why are we going to have another nation corrupt and manipulate and brainwash our youth when that's our job? We're Americans. We got plenty of brainwashing to do. Thank you, Hennessy. Thank you very much. It is dangerous. It is dangerous for all of us. You know, there's going to be, when you have addiction, think about this also. When you have addiction and you take yourself off of your addiction, when you wean yourself off, you are going to have withdrawals. You don't think that there is going to be a nation of young folks looking to get their addiction kicks elsewhere? I would suppose Snapchat will take the place of TikTok, and the kids will flock there. But with that, it's funny. Obviously, I don't like any of the apps. I've been railing against them for a while. And of course, I want to see some sort of reform to where these apps, these tools, could you imagine, set up in the correct manner, the power that they could have in changing America as well as the world around us for the better, if we can come to a consensus of what is the best way to go about that. But of course, everyone is going to have their say, because everyone wants them to do it their way, because at the end of the day, we have a will to power. Yes, we have an urge and a directive in our human genome, in our human DNA, to search for power. It is the will to power. And some of us feel that urge more than others. It's just life. It's just how it is. So the battlefront is always going to be a battle for ideas. However, if you understand who you are, you understand your goals, you understand the skills and the daily routines and habits that you are going to need to build to reach those goals, then you cannot be knocked off of your path. And if you do, you can find yourself right back on it. The only people who are going to be lost, who will fall for anything, are the people who don't stand for anything. So, with that, my friends, if you want to learn more, you enjoy what I have to talk about, then check out our year-long implementation mentorship program. All you got to do for that information is text me in any of the apps. Just reach out and just type mentorship and let me know. All right, guys, you are awesome. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Oh, let's go through some comments. By the way, with the new Chinese security law, you are talking about this U.S. constitutes a criminal offense in China, and if we're harsh enough, they could extradite you. Me, Tomasa, they're gonna put me. Henderson Fernandez, is it free? No, a year-long mentorship program? I'm sorry, my friend, that is not. The Yabbit, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. However, if you also enjoy what I'm talking about, you can check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. It has all the best bits of our online classes, live training programs, and you can find it in the link tree above. Are there apps to manipulate your wife? Charlie. Well, I don't know about that, but you better find out some way or she's going to manipulate you. So the U.S. can manipulate Tally. No one's manipulating Tally. Tally has got her head on straight. Let's see, too open to reform one day. Oh, whoa. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Spanish Fly. All right, I will see you. Put a dress on animal. No, that's his hat that I have to back him up. All right, guys, I got to head out of here. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, we only got a few days left in the week. Enjoy it, be positive, and make someone's day awesome. All right, guys, see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m.